First up, meet Alan Gamboa, our aficionado of the weirdest and wildest cult and grindhouse classics. Alan's got a love for every B-movie monster that's ever graced the screen. Scott Baker is our resident expert in delightful cheese. He's here to defend every badly animated monster and overreacted scream. And then there's Rich Rastucci, our resident guru of martial arts, flicks, and apocalyptic futures, always bringing that action-packed energy to the team. And last but not least, there's me, Hadley Thorne, the cinematic curator of this crazy group of kids. I've got a knack for finding forgotten gems and underrated thrillers that you need to know about. Watching Wyrd is brought to you by the Wyrd Realities Network, where all weird souls are welcome. We're a vibrant community of writers, readers, pop culture enthusiasts, armchair ghost hunters, psychics, and healers. If you share our passion for the strange and unexplained, join us for shows live streaming 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week. And if you want to stay up to date on our latest adventures, be sure to subscribe to our monthly newsletter at weirdrealities.net or follow us on social media using our Linktree, Wyrd Realities. And don't forget, that's Wyrd with a Y. Now grab your popcorn, don that tinfoil hat, dim the lights, and join us for a cinematic thrill ride as we get busy watching Wyrd.
We are getting busy with
Evening.
you. Good evening, everybody. Tony I, who's talking to us from his new winter sanctuary in Florida. Nice.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Hey, Max.
Hey, Max.
Yeah,
Alan.
Alan,
Please fill
welcome to our Thursday.
Yes.
So, you about that tsunami?
Yeah, I guess it
We need
didn't
to get the
develop
energy.
into anything, but
We need to get the internet going here, folks.
Tsunami or earthquake?
both actually.
Oh, I didn't hear about the
Earthquake.
tsunami part of it.
Well, there wasn't one. They gave a warning for it, but it I guess nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
Or if it did, it didn't register enough to be called that. But I guess they were pretty scared because of what happened with the earthquake.
Yeah, I don't blame
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in 2 tsunamis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where?
kind of scary. They're right off the coast there in Crescent City.
you. Well,
Just
Yeah.
the first one
They
destroyed the harbor.
They know Fratisi, is that how you say her name? That she had evacuated.
Oh,
ooh,
Oh.
well, that's the smart thing to do.
yes.
Yeah. We'd have people go out on the coast there right after the earthquake and tsunami warning. They'd go out there to the beach. And it's like, really? Really?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. Dumb.
It's just asking.
They're
for
no
it.
joke. They are no joke when they happen.
No.
Hey, Dan.
And Dan here.
Got a full house.
Yes.
We got
Nice.
Dan, Max, Alan, Tony.
It's a sausage fest so far, though.
Y'all so glad I showed up. I don't have a sausage.
I'm talking about the viewing audience.
How was everybody's week?
It's a regular butcher shop.
Yeah.
A butcher shop.
Oh, it's a great mug, Max.
I was telling the boys before the show I got moved on Saturday, and I am now relocated on the coast.
Pictures.
Excellent. That is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
dang.
highlight,
Finally.
the highlight of my week was they delayed school for 2 hours today, so I got a extra 2 hours sleep. All right,
That's
Ed,
Nice.
want to be chained up?
Well,
Lay
You
down.
talking to one of your dates?
Yeah. Oh, she wants to be chained up. Yes.
Oh. Well,
oh,
you want to talk about movies then? Are we warmed up a little bit? I can tell everybody's a little tired today.
oh my God, yeah. Excuse me. I haven't slept much this week.
Oh,
Your day hasn't started yet. It starts in 2 hours.
oh.
Damn.
Because y'all know what I did this week. I got our 2025 plan together.
Yes.
That is pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice
Got some good
plan.
moves on
Hey, thank you for not making this a sausage fest.
there. Linda.
It was almost a sausage fest because we, all four of us showed up.
Well,
Is
guess
that
who's on their way
Is that
from?
a mushroom cloud on your mug? Alan,
Huh?
is that a mushroom cloud on your mug?
In my mug?
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. It's the cow. All right.
What were you saying, Hadley?
I was saying, guess who is on their way from snowy Missouri to come puppy sit for me?
Who?
I don't know.
The dong lady, Jen Salmon.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Oh. That sounds like fun.
Yep.
Did you read what Dan said?
Yeah.
Ridiculous, Dan. You should have had lotion to start.
Maybe we can get a lotion company as an advertisement.
No, y'all just hush. Just keep it clean, kids.
Oh,
So these were y'all's movies this week.
These were ours movies?
To watch them. I have not figured out. I've got Roku TV here, but it's not my Roku, so I've got to figure out how to get logged in.
okay. Have you seen any of them before? Have you seen Underwater before?
I've seen both of them in the past. Because Kristen, Twilight Girl's in that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've seen it. I actually rented that. I love those kind of movies. The
Yeah.
deep sea.
Well, let's start with that one. Who's doing that one?
I
You
am.
all-
I will do it. I will do it. Underwater, starting Kristen Stewart. I'm not a big Kristen Stewart fan, but she actually, I thought, did pretty good in this one. This is a 2020 movie. It starts off. I like the way it starts off. This underwater oil drilling platform. There seems to be some kind of earthquake or something, and everything's falling apart. And Kristen Stewart, she goes from brushing her teeth to all of a sudden just all hell breaking loose. It's collapsing on itself. People are getting crushed around her. She ends up with a small group of survivors, including the captain of the rig, Vincent Castle, I think is his name, the actor. I think he's a French actor or something. He actually does a pretty good job. He's the captain of this rig. They have to escape the rig that's collapsing. They think it's an earthquake or something like that, to another big drilling platform down the way. And as they find out, it's not an earthquake. There's some kind of monstrous thing creating the collapse of their rig and collapsing of the other platform. And this is a pretty good movie. I thought. I really enjoyed this movie. I love these kind of movies, and I thought they did well with this one. The special effects in it were good. The acting was good, which you don't get in a lot of these. I put this in the between Leviathan and Deep Star 6 probably. The acting's better than Deep Star 6, because you had BJ and the Bear as a lead actor in Deep Star 6. But anyway, a lot of good special effects. The creatures they couldn't find out are like these Cthulhu-looking things that came up from where they're drilling. I guess they drilled too deep. We went too deep. We went where we weren't supposed to go. Hell, if that happened, most of us would have sex. Anyway, these creatures come out. These creatures come out. They're attacking. They're killing everybody. This is a small cast in this. It's got what's his name? He is an asshole,
TJ
but
Miller.
he's hilarious. TJ Miller. Yeah, he's actually really good in this.
Yeah.
You really like his character. He's really a sympathetic, funny, still funny, but the cast is really good in this. John Gallagher, I can't think of the other gal's name. Jessica Henwick, she's been in a bunch of stuff. The special effects I thought were good. It gets a little murky at some points, which all these movies get like that. All these underwater. I hate that with underwater movies. You know, is it gets murky. You can't see some of the action. Can't see who's getting attacked. You know, but this one I thought was pretty good. The sets and everything were really good. I thought it reminded me of Alien, the way the sets were built. You know, they spent money on it, and the ending was pretty decent. I thought because it was the company, the tie-in company that runs all this oil rig stuff. They remind me of Weyland Yutani, you know, and I think they were going for that probably. You know, this is a pretty good flick. I I I don't know why it gets all this hate. You know, yeah, Kristen Stewart's not a favorite of most people. She's not a favorite of mine at all. But I thought she did pretty decent. And all the acting, I thought, like I've said, I thought it was good. It solid. And the effects I thought were good. The creatures were neat looking. Um, that's it. That's what do you guys think?
I liked it. This is the second I watched it yesterday. It was the second time I had seen it. First time I saw it, I thought it was all right. You know, it wasn't my favorite. There were a couple of things I didn't like. And I went into the movie yesterday with that attitude, and I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. It was significantly better than I remembered it. Like Alan said, the action starts almost immediately with 2-3 minutes in, maybe 5, and you've got this underwater station, which is under ridiculous pressure, is just getting crushed from you don't know what initially. Excuse me. And one of the things that was really tough for me was that they had these like really tight spaces to go through. And I used to be a caver, an underwater caver, so it was that never used to bother me. Now it kind of flipped. It freaks me out a little. And they're crawling through these like crushed areas of these tunnels in this in corridors in this underwater station, and everything's just like really super tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's really tight. I don't like that so much. And they're crawling through it and they're scraping bits of their skin off and shit. And it was just, oh damn, that was freaky. And then to what you said, the point that you said, Alan, about the murkiness, that brings a sort of you can't see what's coming at you. You've only got maybe like a 10-foot field of vision.
Yeah.
And you can't see what's coming at you. So it's supposed to amp up the creepiness. And sometimes it does. I thought it did that a little in this movie, but I got bored with it. I wanted that to go away. And
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart, she takes an inordinate amount of hate, and not a lot of people like her. I don't dislike her as much as everyone else does, but I only watched one Twilight movie, and I had to. So I know she's famous for that and goth emo stuff, and she certainly liked running around in her underwear in this movie. But I thought she did okay. She did pretty well. There were a couple of really gruesome scenes. There's this one scene where this guy's helmet gets cracked, and all of a sudden, and he just sort of implodes, and there's like an eyeball floating through the water. That was really well done. There's a little bit of gore in this, surprising. Yeah. And the creatures, you nailed it, Alan, with the Thulu call, because they got these like tentacle faces, and their mouths can open up super huge. They're a little bit bigger than man size, and they can open up their mouths and like literally swallow your whole body. And they're super strong. Apparently, they can break through steel, which is odd. I guess being under that kind of pressure a lot. And once they get towards the creatures, like I said, there's hundreds of these creatures, running around just like killing everybody. And once you get right to the end, and there's 3 people left, but there's only 2 that can survive. You see this big giant Godzilla-looking thing, which is like, I guess, the mom or granddad or whatever to all these critters. And it was about
the old one.
Yeah, the old one, exactly. And it was about what Kristen Stewart does at the end. And if you haven't seen it, I won't wreck it for you, but it's definitely worth a watch. I would put some time into this, grab some popcorn and a beer, and sit on the couch, get fat, watch this movie. It's not the best movie in the world. Certainly not the worst movie in the world. I like Leviathan better, but this was newer. It was, a little bit different. So yeah, that's what I thought.
I want to add something, Rich.
What's
Well,
that?
can I add something real quick?
Oh, please.
Can I add something real quick? You were talking about, your underwater cave dive. I used to spelunk up in the hills here over in Northern California when I was younger, in my 20s, and
Yeah.
now I'm close to claustrophobic. I
Yeah.
mean, I watch these things with these guys going in these caves and stuff, and it just gets me. Tina's like, she always sees it, just gets my nerves. So I get what you mean, because I had some of those tight spaces and stuff. Nowadays, I can't even, man.
You know what
You
did
know,
it for me? An MRI. I got an MRI, and I was
Oh.
like, I used to, spelunk, and I used to, do cave divings, and what the hell was that? And all is well, but that freaked me out. I have a wasp just fell on my keyboard, so I'm gonna have to slay that. Give me a minute. That's weird.
Okay, that's
Hey,
weird
Rich,
considering how cold it
it's
is.
funny you said that. That's what did it for me too. An
Yeah?
MRI. Yeah, when I got my rotator cuff torn. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay,
All right,
that's
Scott.
weird because I had an MRI and I actually kind of enjoyed it.
I think you would, Scott.
Yeah, they put on 80s music, and of course, where I live, it's like all that noise and the banging and the loudness. It was like being at home.
Yeah, I had him play Tom Petty when I was in there, and I love Tom Petty, and I could not stand him after. I like him now again, but after that MRI, that bad experience, it just turned me off from Tom Petty for a while. It's crazy. I don't know what it was, man. It was
See,
just
Lander and Dan are on my team.
let's see. Well, I just can't. It just gets me. I don't know why. I used to go in these small spaces. I had a hard hat on with a light, and used to go through them. A couple times, a buddy of mine that was bigger than me got stuck, and that's kind of scary. You got to get them to relax until they can, decompress a little bit, and then they'll fit through. But man, I
Well,
can't do that crap anymore.
And that's what they played on in The Descent.
Yeah,
That movie was good, but
yeah, it was. So, what do you
Guys
think,
got one
Scott?
of these? Get one of these.
oh, I got one of those.
Best things in the world.
Plus, they're also fun for like hitting your siblings with. So, I liked this movie. It was a good upper B grade movie. It was a monster movie. And like Rich said, would you stop it? It started out quickly and it didn't slow down. It went on. The characters were good. The acting wasn't bad. The special effects were phenomenal. The two things that took it away from me toward the end, and I like there was a couple of things like, okay, why are they going back down to the ocean floor to come up? The whole thing about, when you explore, I wonder if that's taken from that submarine that imploded on its way down to see the Titanic. That reminded me a lot of that. The only thing that took it away from me was those underwater scenes with the monsters where they're all wearing a helmet. I had no clue who each person was. And I got tired rewinding it, trying to figure out, okay, who's it going after? And I understand why they did it, the murkiness of the water. But I hate that type of stuff. I hate it when they do a movie that's dark and you can't see what's going on. And in this one, yes, it worked. In the one scene when you had the murkiness and then the big Cthulhu comes out and makes its appearance. Overall, it's a good movie. I'm glad I watched it. I probably won't watch it again for a while. I'll watch it again at some point just to, pick up the stuff I missed. But yeah, I wouldn't say don't watch it. It's a great Saturday night horror movie, monster movie. Oh, and hello, Ash, and hi, Tina.
Hi, Ash and Tina.
Well, what do you think, boss? I mean, what do you have to add to these?
I rented this when it came out. This is the kind of stuff I like. And It was pretty good from what I remember. It wasn't. It didn't suck. I didn't hate it. It was kind of a throwback to those '80s movies or early '90s, and I just really liked it. I wish they did more stuff like this. Kristen, what's her last name?
Stewart.
She's my problem with her is much like Sean Connery, she plays the same role in everything. There's just not much range there. She's not bad, but she, is not. She's not a character actor. She's not going to get into the meat. You're going to forget who she is. But it was good.
Yeah. Tony says she reminded him of Lori Petty. Yeah, I could see that.
That haircut, the short haircut.
Oh, yeah. Laurie Petty. Now I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Yeah. But the sets in this and everything were really good. I mean, they really paid attention to them, and that's what I really like. Is that, So I was surprised they actually put that much into it.
And the buildup of the monsters, because you start with the smaller ones, then they grow a little in size and number, and then the whole movie was a slow build to the big conclusion. And I don't mean slow in a mean way. I mean, it was just like Twister. You started with an F1, then it went to an F2, then it went to an F3. It was the same here. You went from the smaller monsters to the granddaddy.
Yeah, and you had a small cast. You had 6 characters.
Yeah,
but it didn't seem like that. You know what I mean? It moved along. It was a slow burn, but it did move along at a good pace.
Yeah.
So it kept you involved.
Agreed.
So what do we rate it?
Go on, Alan.
Boss?
Yeah.
Oh. I'll give it a 3.5. And that's a high 3.5.
Boss lady?
I'm going to say 3.5.
Scott?
3.75.
Wow. I'll give it a 3.6 to be right in the middle. It was worth it. It's for the peanut gallery and anybody else, our thousands of fans. You should watch this movie.
Yeah.
There you go. You just boosted their streaming sales right there.
Yes.
They're probably at home going, wow, all these people just watched our movie, paid for it. What happened? Let's find out this source of why these people are renting.
Hey, Doc, I guess you didn't like the movie.
2.2. All right.
Doc,
a little side question, and I realize I could just Google this. I don't know the answer. What happened with T.J. Miller? Because he used to be this funny guy and a great guy, and everything was cool. Was it a sex thing? Was it a pedophilia thing?
It was.
I don't know.
It was some of that. He shows up late on sets. He's an asshole to some of the people on set. He even allegedly there's a bomb threat he did on a I forgot if it was an airplane or something like that. Some joke he made, but he's hard to work with. See, he comes from money. He does not need to work like these actors. He hasn't been anything since the last 2020 or something like that. He hasn't been anything since. He's been virtually really banned from Hollywood.
Who is this?
T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller.
He's Deadpool's sidekick.
Ah.
Yeah.
The funny guy with the glasses, and he owns the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, big guy. Big guy. He's a funny actor. He's funny.
Yeah, he is. I like him.
Yeah, me too.
Right
but
on.
I guess, allegedly, so we don't get in trouble because we know how Hollywood's watching our show. Allegedly, he's a horrible person, hard to work with. Allegedly, there's substance problems, just so much that I don't think he's been in something since, I want to say 2020. I looked him up because I wanted to see if the last thing he was in.
Wasn't he in
and
Deadpool
it surprised me. It's at least a 3-year gap.
Yeah.
Oh
no, I mean, he wasn't in Deadpool and Wolverine.
No, and he talks bad about Ryan. So
I'm gonna have to look this guy up.
Yeah, T.J. Miller. Yeah, you'll recognize him once you see him.
Yeah.
You'll recognize him.
Oh
He
yeah,
hasn't
yeah. Mhm.
he hasn't been anything since 2020.
Huh.
So
Yeah, I
that
knew he
tells
was
you.
blackballed. I didn't know why.
Yeah,
And,
he's just
I've heard it, grapevine crap that he's just a dick. But I thought there was like a higher, bad, like a really
there's
bad scandal or something like that. But I never
there's
looked
some of
it up.
that. I think there's some allegedly. I think there's some Me Too stuff. Not anything like let's Diddy wise. I don't think, but he's just hard to work with. They don't want to work. He's like Landa said. He's a douche, and he's so douchey that they won't hire him anymore. And he's great in everything
Well,
he's in. He's great.
I think he's got some mental health issues. Like he hallucinates.
He might.
Like
He might.
like he doesn't know what's real and what's not, which would make it hard to deal with. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I hate it because he
yeah,
was funny.
because what? Abby?
He was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good in any role they give him. He's great. I didn't know. I forgot he was in Cloverfield. You know.
Oh, I don't remember that. Huh. But it's been years since I saw that.
Yeah, he's one of the group, right? And he's a cameraman, right? I think he's a cameraman in Cloverfield. I'm not sure, but
I'm trying to look up some shit, but I also
yeah,
don't want
it's
to
just too bad. It's just too bad, because you like him in his roles that he plays. You know.
Okay, if I let you
But-
go, you'll be good.
Are you talking to your date again?
No, I don't let them go.
Is that the lady in the box? Is that the lady in the
Yes.
box under your bed?
Yeah, well, no, I moved her to the small room in the attic with Jade.
Oh, okay. No. We're laughing at it, and Scott really does. Scott's really a serial killer, and we don't know it all these years.
Y'all don't need to say that. Y'all don't need to say that on our show.
Allegedly.
You rub the lotion on your skin, or else you get the hose again. If you want, I'll
What's
dance
guy
around in my
info?
skin suit.
No, I had to take my bells off. They were too heavy.
No.
Oh,
I let Fred go, Landa, so you might see him in the background in a minute. Actually, I think you can. There he is.
Hey, Fred.
Well, I see Fred all the time right here on my screen in the cartoon there. So he probably left the Diddy party earlier. Did you hear that? Ash said you left the Diddy party early. Special
K. Why Special K? I don't know if I want to know, but all right. You want to do Alien Romulus?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do Alien Romulus.
All right. Let me see. I'm looking for the. Okay, the movie opens up with a very unique scene. It's a spaceship that goes to where the Nostromo's was exploded, and they search around and they find this pod, this dark charcoal-like pod. They pick it up, they bring it, they put it on the ship, and they open it up, and you realize that it's the alien from the first movie. It's the company that's been the pain in the ass for all these movies. The alien survived because he wrapped himself in a cocoon. The movie then jumps to the Jackson Colony, which is a mining facility that's almost like a slave labor camp. You put in, I think it's like you put in like 3 to 6 years, and then the girl, Rain Carradine, who lives with her synthetic brother, Andy, they're supposed to be released. They double the amount of time they're supposed to be there. So she's stuck on this planet. She realizes she's probably going to wind up dying here. And it's the Wayland Corporation. Then Rain's ex-boyfriend Tyler and a bunch of his friends decide that there is a ship sitting in orbit. And what they want to do is they want to go get the ship and get out of there. Go to the next nearest planet. The ship has cryogenic chambers. So they want to bring Andy along because Andy is he's a robot built by the Wayland Yutani Corporation, so he'll have access to it. So she finally agrees. They go up, board the ship, and of course, once they board the ship, they realize that and there are some really great scenes. Is they're walking around the ship. They start to see metal melted, dead bodies, and they stumble across. And what they're doing is some of them are investigating the ship, others are pulling all the cryogenic tubes so they can put them into the cryogenic chambers for themselves to get to the other planet. What they don't know is by pulling the cryogenic tubes, there's a whole slew of aliens that were produced by the corporation and were in a deep freeze. They're no longer in a deep freeze. So they stumble across another cyborg, which is pretty much, and I can't think of the actor's name, but it's pretty much
Ian Holm.
Yeah, Ian, thank you. Ian Holm. It's an AI version of him from Alien. And he's trying to do what's best for the company. They've gathered all these things. It broke out on the alien after they opened up the cocoon, went amok. It started killing people. It started making the little alien face huggers, and everyone on the ship is dead. And now, after they release them, they're in the same fate, and they've got to find a way to get off the ship, because the ship is getting ready to crash into the belt, the ring around. They've got less than an hour before the ship destroys itself. It's a good movie. I really like it. There's a lot. It like takes Alien to the Aliens Plus level. There's a lot of gunfights, a lot of aliens, some really good action scenes. They do some great stuff with anti-gravity and the big puddles of the acid blood. The characters in it are pretty good. The synthetic brother Andy, he's the father, when he created him and programmed him, made him like a shy, stuttering guy who tells horrendously bad jokes, which I loved. But on the space station, while opening the door, he gets overrode with electricity. So she reboots him, but when she reboots him, he doesn't come back as the lovable brother. He comes back as a tool of the corporation, which changes the whole plot of things. It's a good movie. Like I said, it's great action, much better than anything made after Aliens. But I've got one huge problem with it. The last 20 minutes when you meet the alien, and I don't want to ruin it for any who haven't seen it, that alien I could not see anything to do with the aliens that we know. You know, even in the fourth Alien movie, when there was the alien and the clone of Ripley, it had some semblance to the xenomorph. This one was like something out of a really bad B-grade movie, and it took a lot away from me. Now, I've seen this movie 3 times in a month. I saw it once, and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't remember it. So I rewatched it about 2 weeks ago, I thought it was I rewatched it this weekend, and I spent more time watching it, and it is good. It's no Alien, it's no Aliens, but it's definitely, probably, in my opinion, the number third in the entire franchise. Now, I got a question for all of you. According to the FX supervisor, Daniel McCarran, there is an Easter egg in there, and I've watched it twice and couldn't find it. When they're bringing in the cocoon, and they land it and they're examining it, apparently in the background is the shuttle that Ripley used to escape the Nostromo's. And then when the ship blows up near the end, you see the shuttle being thrown back out into space. Did anybody catch that?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Because this one takes place like 20 years after that, right? I think like 20 some odd years after the
I think
blow up.
like 20. What year does this one take place?
Because they say like 2 decades or something.
Yeah, 2142.
Yeah. No, I didn't catch that.
Oh, I was looking because I read that, and when I watched the movie the other night, I was like studying those scenes. I never picked it up. So,
well, the reason they had that tall, gangly looking alien was because they extracted some kind of fluid from the alien, some kind of base fluid. Like it wasn't DNA; it was, I can't remember what they said.
right, I remember. Yeah.
And they were trying to make, shockingly, because this always goes well, a superior human being, because we're just weak and stupid and all that stuff, and we just die in silly places. So they wanted to make us better, like to speed up evolution, and that's what that was supposed to be. That's what that critter was supposed to be.
Yeah. But it just didn't. It didn't fit the series for me.
No. He was dumb looking.
Yeah.
And he's a basketball player. That guy is actually a basketball player. He's got that super long neck. I can't remember the guy's name.
You mean that was an actor in that outfit?
It was.
Yeah.
It was a digital.
Robert Bob Goroski. Robert Bob Goroski.
Yeah, they added digital stuff to him.
Oh.
But yeah, that was an actor.
And yes,
He's
Max,
Romanian.
I agree with you. I was so excited about Prometheus, and after I watched that movie, I refused to watch any of the other Alien movies. They screwed that up so bad. It was almost
beautiful
like
effects. Beautiful effects in Prometheus. Beautiful,
yes.
Good cast. Shitty storyline.
Yes.
But well, what do you think, Rich?
I liked it. I saw it when it first came out, or when it first came to digital, and I thought it was pretty good. I liked the way that it held on to some of the canon stuff. I thought it was very well acted. I thought they all did a great job. The guy who played the asshole, the cousin, I thought he was my favorite character just because he was such a dick to Andy. And then you find out that the reason he's a dick to Andy is that a synthetic had made a call where his mother got killed, and the synthetic killed 2 people to save a dozen. So they can do that apparently, and that's why the kid hated synths. And I had no idea. And the acting on that kid was just great because he was such a dick. And the main character, I don't remember seeing her in anything else. I don't know who she is. But
Civil War. She was the annoying reporter in Civil War, Rich.
Are you serious?
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Kaylee Spawney or something like that.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah. She was
Mike?
She was
did a great job in this.
She was the young reporter, right?
Yeah. The one that lives. Yeah. Yeah.
So my favorite scene in this was the 0G acid scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
When she loads up and she just blasts like 10 or 15 of these aliens, and their little yellow acid blood is just floating in zero G. And she, of course, is trying to get past it, and it's just like moving all around. And she can't, of course, she can't touch it, but she doesn't have any control because zero G. And then she gets down on the ground, and then this sort of, I guess there's like these gravity purges where the gravity will come back on, and all the acid just falls to the ground, and it just melts through the hull. But she's in the process of escape before that. But that was actually my favorite scene, and my other favorite scene was when the asshole, the dick kid, gets killed, and that's a great acid. That was the first time we really saw the effects of acid on of the alien blood on somebody's skin. I mean, it happened to Drake in Aliens. They got splashed, and it happened to Hudson. He got a little bit on him, but you didn't really see anything. This was graphic as hell. You see it burning through his arm. He touches it, fingers all turned to bones. Oh, it was fantastic the way they did that.
That could have been a commercial for STDs. Because that was a big old vagina looking thing, that just, oh my gosh. It was H.R. Geiger, big time influence on that thing. Oh.
So yeah, it was a good flick. I think, like you, Scott, I think it's the best one to come out since Aliens. I didn't have the same hate for Prometheus everybody else did, because I went into it thinking it was going to suck, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Like I said, it's definitely not one of their better movies, but I didn't hate it like everyone else did. I loved the Alien Deathworms, always loved Alien Deathworms, and this had sort of a little zombie thing in it, right? This Prometheus. So I like that too. But this film, I thought the directing was great. I thought the cinematography is excellent because it's got that same alien, tightness inside a ship, and you just got to deal with it with super high tech stuff. And honestly, I thought they did really well. I really don't have too much bad to say about it. Like I said, it was really well acted. Even the minor characters did very well.
Yeah. And the special effects were great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
The face huggers were, I think, scarier than the aliens were in this one.
Yes.
Because
like Max said, that chase scene when they're running after like fast zombies down the hall was fantastic.
Yeah. I went into this one thinking it was going to be Jason X in space, just because when they were announcing the cast and everything, it's just going to be a bunch of young people. I thought, oh man, this is good. Like Scott, like you, I think this would be number 3 in my Alien, like series. I do like Resurrection, parts of it. I like parts of Resurrection, the space pirates, the space station getting attacked, from inside, and Ron Perlman at that time when I really used to like him, he was great. I mean, that it's got some fun parts in it. This one has a lot of, like you were talking about, it's got a lot of throwbacks to Aliens. Cornbread. They got the synthetic and the cornbread part. Bringing Ian Holm back was great.
Yeah.
That was neat. For a minute I thought it was Ash. I was like, how'd they get Ash back? That he blew up. And then, okay, it's like David. There's more than one of these type of models of, that was their production model apparently at that time. The sets are great. The acting was good, which I was really surprised at. I thought it was going to be, Jason X level acting, and it was good. Storyline was okay. It was different. It shows how crappy Weyland Yutani is, but we've always known that through all the Alien and Predator movies, and a lot of these little sci-fi movies. I like to throw Weyland Yutani in the background, but I didn't hate this movie at all. I enjoyed it. We just watched it about 2 hours ago, and we all enjoyed it. I really can't find there was anything I really hated about it. I mean, I did, get away from her, you bitch. That part was like, okay, but no, it's a fun movie. I'd recommend this one. I think it's one of the better entries, and I'm glad that they, waited, got the right director for it, and a great cast, and put this one out. You know, it was like that last Predator movie. That one was worth the wait. So,
Yeah.
you know, what say you, boss?
I was really excited when I started watching this one, and I'll say like somewhere towards the end, it kind of just lost its luster. I felt like it was too similar to the original, and I didn't appreciate that. I felt like they could have taken it further. I mean, it's been how many years being in the hospital, but it was a great homage to the series. So I enjoyed it. There's a lot of bad decisions made.
Yeah, there always is, huh?
That's what makes the forest, right? Like, oh no, don't do that.
But that's how you get people dead.
Exactly.
But you know, the bad decisions fit because none of them worked on a spaceship. They were all minors.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you were taking the crew of the Nostromos and making them make bad decisions.
Yeah. I like the part where he's showing her how to fire the pulse rifle, and
From
she asked,
aliens.
you know, how he, and she asked how he learned to do that. And he said through video games and magazines. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got its, you know, it's not a perfect movie, but I think, you know, as far as what we got out of the Alien series lately, it's a good thing.
But it didn't do well at the box office. The budget was 80 million, and the opening weekend it only made 42.
Well, you know, so traditionally
Weird.
these movies don't make a lot of money. The Alien series and Predator,
Yeah.
they don't make a lot of, like the first ones will. You know, like Alien and then Aliens, they made, you know, boatloads of money, but anything after that really didn't. And same with Predator, you know, first Predator movie made a ton of money. And then the other ones just kind of don't. You know, they decline. It's really weird that they keep making them, but I think it's the fan base or something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I thought this one made money. I
It
was surprised it
eventually,
didn't.
it eventually grossed 350 million.
We
Which-
broke even then.
Yeah,
It broke even, but you figure for an alien movie, you would have expected much more. But then again, who goes to the theater anymore? You
Yeah.
just stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What was the last
Yeah.
movie you saw in the theater?
Beetlejuice.
Mario Brothers.
What about you, Bob?
Mario Brothers.
The Bird of Prey Harley Quinn movie. No,
Yeah,
it was the last Harrison Ford Indiana Jones. That was the last one.
I saw the new Venom movie on just before Halloween. But yeah, I used to go to the movies once a week. I just don't anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
used
used
to
to.
by myself. I mean, I love to go when they were there on Monday night at like 6 p.m. because it was still the cheap one. We go to the movie for like $5.
Well, I want to go see the new Nosferatu because apparently the popcorn bucket is a coffin.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I heard that.
Yeah.
And the new Lord.
I'll bring my nephew, buy him popcorn, but I keep the coffin.
Oh, we did too, Land. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart. Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine is the last movie I saw in the theater. That's right. Tina hated it.
She did? I thought it was pretty good. But
You know what I
that
didn't
last
like? I didn't like all the fourth wall breaking because some of it went like just too real. I don't know. I love the cameos in that. The cameos made that movie. It was just great. You know, the whole Captain America, Johnny Storm mix up. That was awesome.
Well, I love anything Ryan Reynolds is in.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I guess a lot of people don't like him, but I heard he's a really nice guy.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
What?
My wife thinks I'm in love with it.
And that the what they say?
Al?
Guess I'm the only one who's heard that.
I didn't hear
What?
what you said.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said he's Canadian. Aren't all Canadians nice?
Yes, they are.
Mm,
I think there's a few people who don't like Trudeau. But,
yeah, I
And
wouldn't
Canada's going to be our 51st state soon.
yeah.
Well, they keep giving away guns.
put.
Linda,
Yeah, Trudeau.
yeah, I'm the same way. Except mine's about 13 years old.
Oh,
Oh,
Max of the
Sorry,
middle. We're
Max.
16 years. Damn. Well, what are we going to rate this one?
I would have given this one a 4, except for the monster at the end. So I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Rich?
I will give it a 4. I think I really did like it. I liked the throwbacks. I liked the there were several Easter egg or I won't say Easter eggs, but several throwbacks, like verbal throwbacks to the rest of the franchise. I thought it was pretty good, so I'll give it a 4.
Heather?
3.75.
Yeah,
What about you, big guy?
I'll give it 3.5. A solid 3.5. I liked it. I'll probably watch it again down the road. Like I said, it's my number 3 in that series now. You know.
Same, I think.
What'd you say, Rich?
I said same. It's probably the third best in the Alien series.
Yeah. Number 3 in that is a weird movie. You know, Alien 3 is a weird movie.
You know, it's funny. I first saw it when I was overseas in Kuwait, and I hated it. But it was one of those, it was the American TV station, and they played the movie like every 2 or 3 nights. And after about the 5th time watching it, it was like, okay, I understand it. It's not too bad.
It's just, you know, they kill off Hicks, they kill off Newt, which, yeah, Newt's no big deal. But they kill off Hicks, you know, off screen, and it just kind of, it was directed by the guy that made Seven, David Fincher. You know, originally he wanted to make the planet out of wood, it to be this wooden planet.
Oh.
Okay,
And
that's weird.
it's, yeah,
Well,
so this movie went through, and they couldn't use fire. So they couldn't use fire on it. Yeah. Just,
Well,
you
know
should,
why
it's interesting.
they wanted to bring Hicks back for a couple of scenes. And he was demanding so much money that they just said, F it, we're just going to kill him off and not even show his face.
I was hoping one of y'all would have picked him for next year.
Michael Biehn.
Yeah.
I like Michael Biehn. Just,
Oh, he's good.
yeah, just, you know, I like Frank Grillo better. Sorry.
Me too.
It's not about picking the ones you like. It's about picking the ones that they've got a lot of interesting choices.
Does he? Does Michael Biehn have? I know he's played a Navy SEAL 3 times in the movie. In the movies.
Yeah, plus Taps. He was in Taps. He's the bad guy in Taps. Right?
He was Johnny Ringo in
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Taps is, I love Taps because it's got so many actors who were nothing back then, who are like huge names today.
Was it Taps? It wasn't Taps. It was the other one. Was it Taps?
Well, I don't think
There was another one with a military.
I think it's Taps, but let me check because that's the one with George C. Scott.
Yeah, but
it's not that the Thin Gray Line or whatever, is it? Is it that one or?
Nope, it's Taps, 1981.
Okay.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Michael Biehn.
I guess Tom Cruise was allegedly a dick during the filming of that. Thought he was better than a lot of the other cast. Allegedly.
Yeah.
allegedly.
I don't want to get us in trouble. I don't want his people outside my door.
I don't want you to disappear, that's for sure.
Yeah. And you know which people I'm talking about. They're not scientists.
No, they're not.
I loved it when the South Park did the episode on Scientology, and they kept on running at the bottom of the screen. We are not making this up.
Yeah. No. Crazy. That's funny. Well, you should have picked Michael Biehn, boss.
I picked Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's not too late.
No, I picked Arnold.
I do like Arnold.
I try and pick, and that was why those of you who did not pick movies, I picked interesting movies. I went through their work and I found some that I thought would make an interesting watch.
I can't wait for that werewolf movie to come out. I think it's coming out this weekend.
I know.
Oh, is it? Is it theater or the right to streaming?
Tony Kay was going to see it tonight, I believe.
Oh, I guess it's the theater.
That better be good.
And he said this, and I'm going to give him credit. Tony Kay said 2024 has been a good year for horror movies.
It was.
Yeah.
What?
It has been. Definitely. A lot better than some years.
Yeah, I like that Abigail movie.
Wait, are you talking about movies or are you talking about real life?
I actually put this on right here today. This is worse than 2020.
Abigail was a really good movie.
I like it.
I just wish I didn't know that plot twist near the beginning. You know, when you find out she's not the kidnappee as much as she is the vampire.
Right.
I think that was supposed to be one of the Dark Universal Studios movies that they were, supposed to kick off that series they're going to do that the Mummy ruined, the remake of the Mummy ruined, and I think the Wolfman was kind of a flop, so it kind of put the kibosh on that.
It's maybe it's me, but remakes of the Wolfman don't do well. Werewolf movies do.
Yeah, well, I like the remake though. I really did. I enjoyed the remake with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins.
I didn't like it that much.
I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't great.
It wasn't bad, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was really gory, which I liked.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah,
now I'm gonna have
a lot of CGI heavy. It's really gory though. I mean, he just eviscerates people totally. Not like Lon Chaney Jr., who just went around choking people.
Well, it always broke me up as a kid, and it wasn't until I was older and I realized how they censored films. I could never figure out as a kid why Frankenstein doing that would kill someone.
Because he's so strong.
Yeah.
He's so strong, Scott. He's got dead man strength.
Now, Max, are you talking about the Brendan Fraser, The Mummy, or a newer version?
No, the Cruise. The Cruise,
Oh,
Tom Cruise.
Oh, my God. Please don't bring
It
that
killed
up.
all of that. It killed all of that Universal was planning to do.
Oh, my
It takes
God.
so
That
bad.
was horrible.
Well, he turned it into a Tom Cruise movie. That's what he did,
My mother and I watched that one night, and we just, both of us were just like, this is crap.
The Brendan Fraser Mummy movies were great.
They were.
Yeah. I really thought that the Tom Cruise movie was going to be a step above, and it just sucked.
No.
In fact, it sucked so bad that I went back and I watched it again because I was like, it couldn't have sucked that bad. I watched it 2 years later, and it still sucked.
Well, I just want to say that it's about that time for us to sign off, but y'all stay warm. It looks like it's going to be cold everywhere this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got snow this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
It's supposed to get down to 28 down here.
Wow.
35 here right now. So.
Yeah. The ex-wife was complaining it was 28 in Georgia this morning.
Wow.
I said to her, yeah, it's 23 up here. So
Yeah.
it's funny, Rich. We only got, in my neighborhood, we only got like a dusting of snow.
Yeah, we got
And
probably
hey,
an inch and a half. Certainly wasn't a lot.
next week Doc's gonna be on. I'm gonna be out of town in Atlanta, and Doc's gonna sit in for me. What are y'all watching next week?
Eraserhead and The Shining.
Ooh, that sounds like a good episode.
The original Shining?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So.
All right, kids. Well, until 2 weeks from now when I see you, I'll see y'all then. And what else is going on? Anything?
Nope.
No? All right.
Yep.
Stay warm, love your family, and stay weird.
That's going to do it for this week's show. For notifications each time the Wyrd Realities Network goes live, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. You can expect fresh weirdness 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. But before we depart, let me give a special shout out to our incredible patrons, Mike Lewis, Landis Aldana, and Alan Lassiter. We couldn't keep the lights on here at Wyrd without you. And a very special thanks to our partners that keep Wyrd Reality spinning. It's you guys who make our weird world go round. And if you're interested in supporting our endeavors, consider joining the Cabal of Wyrd over at Patreon. And keeping you entertained and bringing you new content is our goal with every cent that you donate. And if you are interested in partnering or sponsoring, be sure to send us an email at weirdrealities@gmail.com. We are always interested in making new friends and creating a new tapestry of strangeness with you. So, until next week, kids, stay weird, you beautiful weirdos.